In order to do eyes, you're gonna have to do a little bit of mixing over here. So the cool thing with a lot of the eye colors is it's already pre-made for you. So for me, I know it's a really dark brown. So I'm just gonna take a little brown, put it off to the side, maybe add a little bit of black. Notice how I wash off my paintbrush every time I go in for a new color. This is where you want a really small brush. I like the square ones, so the ones that are kind of squared off like that, maybe like with a little tip that comes off like that, but not the squishy ones or the paintbrushes that are kind of floppy. This is a time where we're really focusing on the details, so I'm going to really zoom in here. All I'm doing is trying to paint over what I already drew for an eye. I'm going to make the eyeball white, obviously, by just using the white of the paper. I'm not actually going to paint white on here. We don't actually even have white on our tray. And I'm going to make the pupil just by using a black Sharpie. So eyebrows, kind of the same deal for me. You're going to have to use your hair color, but typically your eyebrows are a little darker than your hair color. So for me, it's just going to be a little bit of black mixed in with some brown. If you have lighter eyebrow hair, you're going to want to go back and watch the hair color demonstration on how to make a light color for your hair. I'm just going to go through. I'm really trying to emphasize that it's tiny little hairs. So at first, it's just going to look like a big block of color. I'm trying to leave a little bit of gap in between each time I put a little paint down. But I'll really be able to touch this up when I go back over it with a Sharpie. I'm just like barely touching as I get toward the edge of the eyebrow. And the same thing over here. Like when you get to this edge part, just barely touching it.
Teresa Thompson, City Office.
And I'll be able to do the rest of this with the Sharpie marker, especially like the eyelashes and stuff like that, and little parts on the eyelid. That's all stuff I'm going to touch up with my Sharpie. All right. So now I'm ready to go ahead and probably Sharpie this.